Hey friends, it's Rosie from iHeartRecipes.com, and I'm going to show you how I make my American style goulash. To get started, you're going to need some ground beef. I have it in my Dutch oven here. Of course, you can use a pan or a pot. Once the meat is nicely browned, I drained out all the excess fat, and now I'm going to sprinkle in my seasonings. I have some seasoning salt, I have a little bit of black pepper, as well as cumin and a few other ingredients. Of course, all the measurements and ingredients will be listed on my blog, iHeartRecipes.com. We're now going to add in some onion. I'm using a red onion, but you could certainly use yellow. We're going to combine the onions with the meat. And now I'm going to start adding in my frozen mixed vegetables. I have some corn as well as frozen peas and carrots. We're going to combine those ingredients, and now we're going to add in some minced garlic, followed by some tomato paste. Now once the tomato paste is in there, I'm also going to add a couple dashes of Worcestershire sauce. I always say that wrong. Hopefully you know what I mean. Of course, it will be listed on my blog as well. And now I'm going to add in my diced tomatoes. I'm using canned diced tomatoes, obviously, and the tomatoes were in tomato juice. I'm now going to throw in some bay leaves. And once that's in there, I can start adding in my broth. Now I'm using chicken broth. You can certainly use beef broth if you choose. And now we can start adding in our elbow macaroni pasta. Now I added uncooked elbow macaroni pasta into this pot because it will have plenty time to cook. You want that pasta to absorb all the flavors in there. So we're going to let this cook for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to remove the lid, and we're going to make sure nothing is sticking at the bottom. Give it a stir. And then we're going to top this off with some cheese. After you add the cheese on, you can add parsley flakes like I'm doing, but that part is completely optional. And now I'm going to place the lid back on top, and I'm going to let this cook until the pasta is nice and tender. And once it is, I'm going to just make sure the cheese is throughout by giving everything a nice little mix there. And I'm going to add more parsley just for a pop of color. The parsley is completely optional. And now I am done. That is how I make my American style goulash. I hope you give this recipe a try. You can print it out from my blog, iHeartRecipes.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, there will be a link down below, and I will leave a link on Facebook as well. Make sure you head over to my blog, iHeartRecipes.com, to sign up for my free mailing list so you never miss out on a recipe. See you soon.